Hey Fromily, I'm Jax, and this is my spoiler review for the second episode of Season 4 of From. Everybody's favourite show to recommend, but when you're watching it, you're like... fighting back the tears slash mystery boxed out of my mind. It's just... had to sit for a couple of minutes after the episode, because I was just like... Damn, that was really sad, man. That was like really sad. Ethan, I don't want to be cruel to a teenage child boy. Maybe he's not even a teenager yet. Somehow he's not aging, even though the show's been going for what feels like a lifetime. But maybe I'm just child blind. I see all children, they all just look 10-ish until suddenly they look 25. But they're only 15, and I'm like, oh, but they're so tall and they're taller than me. That's really upsetting. What I'm trying to say is, Ethan in this episode, to end the episode, broke my heart, broke my little heart. I don't think he's the greatest character. I don't think he's the greatest actor at times. There's a scene very early on that is incredibly brutal, and it was kind of like they're trying to shoo away the least impressive actor out of the scene so all the good actors can soak it up and make us all feel extremely upset. But at the end of the episode, after his scene with Jim. Is it Jim? I don't know. I don't know. We'll get to it. But yeah, just Ethan crying to his mom, being like, Dad was just here. He was just here. It broke my heart. I was like, oh. Fighting back the tears, but in that best way, where a TV show elicits such incredibly strong emotions. And if I'm going to be honest, from not my favorite characters at all. Ethan, Jim, especially the Ethan-Jim pairing, not being the most emotionally enthralling part of the show for me, if I'm going to be honest. I found Jim kind of frustrating at moments throughout the show. I feel like he got better at the end of Season 3, just when they killed him. And it's like, oh, I feel like I was just getting back into the vibes of Jim, because you love him early on, but I found it a little frustrating as things developed and other characters kind of took center stage. Even though I felt like he was the second main character in a lot of ways. It's, really powerful, devastating episode. The whole episode is essentially just like, Jim dead, now you sad. And it's just like, well, yeah, fuck me. I was almost excitement that the show was so bold to kill such a big character at the end of Season 3. And now, with that first episode kind of dealing with a lot of the other big moments, and now this episode really dealing with just the horror of killing such a major character to our main family, but to the whole Fromily family or from Fromville at large, to have something so cruel happen to them all, kind of took the wind out of me, if we're going to be honest. It was, so I had to sit on this for a couple of minutes. Not that long, because I have to go to bed at some point, work and all that. But yeah, just really one of those ones where sometimes an episode will end, like last week. The episode ends and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to run up my stairs and get my camera going and just like, talk From. It's so exciting and fun and mysterious and weird and strange and horrible, but in a fun way. This episode really just was kind of like, man, that was sad. That was just like bleak and miserable and sad. I just don't know. I just was devastated. And I feel like, just to really like hammer it home for like context of where my mind was at pre-episode, my football team, which I care about far too much, and us winning shouldn't matter. It's like round 7. We've won the last 2 grand finals. We're the greatest team to ever play, but we're going for a three-peat back to back to back. It's a whole thing. So we played today, and first 20, 30 minutes, I was like, oh, it's way too tense. And then we decided to play good football, which we only ever want to play like one good quarter a week, which is always so frustrating. But we fucking massacred the other team. We slaughtered them. We could have won by 200 points if we didn't just stop playing a full 30 minutes before the game ended, and we all just looked at our watches just so we didn't get any injuries. We fucking killed them. I was on cloud 9. I was so happy. I was ecstatic. I was dancing around. My team. Just, a man could not be more ready to have fun watching something. And I was so excited just from the win, I forgot what From was. I forgot what point in From we were even up to. I was just like, yeah, it's fun, mystery, horror. I love TV. And as soon as it started, I was just like, I'm on such a high. Oh my fucking god. My smile was turned upside down, and it was just like a. Real upsetting time. It really, it really threw my emotions. It was a big old roller coaster, and I loved this episode. I thought it was very good, but kind of the whiplash of emotions I felt today after getting home from work. It's a lot. So the episode opens with Boyd talking to budget pirate eye patch boy, and he's all like, "Hey, we should just keep it on the DL, all of the torture that I did. I went full Jack Bauer. I did some torture. Maybe other people did even worse tortures. Maybe just don't tell anybody." And he's all like, what if I do? And it's like, bro, why are you acting like you're on the good side of this? I kind of feel like if they had killed you, I would still be on this review right now defending Boyd killing you. What he did was inexcusable. I'm not crazy, right? Eye Patch Boy saw what was a demonic, monstrous, kimono wearing demon lady and was like, she looks like an angel. Oh, an angel. Oh, the angel will save us from this demon-infested Fromville we live in. Fucking bro, what are you talking about? I will never get over how frustrating it was how he thought she was an angel. I'll never get over that. There's another great show, which I can't say because it would be a spoiler as to the fun twist, but when a character in that show is like, I think it's an angel, when you see it from a certain angle and a perspective from his religious kind of madness, I suppose, not madness, but you see it, he's a very, very religious person who's gone way too far, and he sees something he can't understand, and he goes to angel, and you go, yes, I get it. Whereas in this, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So Eye Patch Boy makes me furious. Stab both his eyes out. I don't really mean that. No, I kind of mean it. And he's all like, what if I tell everyone, Boyd? Motherfucker, I'll come into Fromville. I'll sacrifice my life and my soul. I'll come into Fromville just to punch you in the balls, bro. God, he annoys me. So Boyd's like, yeah, don't. I'll ruin your life. And yeah, Boyd's right to say that. And that scene was all fun and games, but what follows is maybe the cruelest moment of the show. I feel like that's probably wrong. I feel like Kenny's mum dying was extremely fucked up. There's a lot of cooked evil shit going on. But the way this played out with the big bag hanging up on the thingy-majig, and at first you see the bag and immediately you clock and you're like, shit, Jim's been bagged. And you're like, oh, that's so disgusting and weird. And to kind of put that idea where he's been gone all night. So they're like, what happened to Jim? And you just it's kind of like in those movies where you see someone who knows their partner or whatever hasn't come home, and then the cops come to the door, and the cops don't need to say anything. You know what's happened, and so they always break down before the cops say anything because they're like, no, because you know what's happened. Why else would this situation present itself like this? And so the bag's the same. It's like, well, that's clearly going to be Jim. But then, as the scene was playing out, and you see the bag there, and they're lowering it down, and Tabitha's all like, nah, fuck. And you're just like, God, this is intense. And they send Ethan away because they're like, Ethan, you're not a bad actor, and you're aging up pretty good. This is no Walt or Bran situation. You're aging up pretty well considering how long the show's going. You're doing okay. Acting wise, I don't want to be cruel, but not very good. So get the fuck out of this emotional scene because we need the actors to act good. Feel cruel saying that, but that is how it felt to me. They're like, get him out of here. But then you see the big bag there. And just the more we kept showing it, I'm like, for a show that is so bold and, I don't want to say needlessly cruel, but it isn't afraid to not be super mean-spirited and evil and cruel and do brutal things. It's killed so many characters, and I feel like Jim is the biggest one, but each season it's killed characters where I just go oh shit, we're not holding our punches in this show. It's not afraid to kill characters, not afraid to step over those lines. in those emotional moments and really do some savage damage to the Fromily in the Fromville, like just really fuck everybody over. And I was like, it is kind of crazy that they haven't hung him up or like, because it's not a surprise. Like, they're not going to open the bag and be like, boom, it could be these 3 characters and it's this guy. Like, it's not a mystery box of who's in the bag. So it's like, we know it's Jim. And then I went, I'm actually pretty clever because I've seen probably 700,000 million hours of TV. And this just isn't my first rodeo. So I was like, yeah, I think I know what's going to happen. They'll open the bag and it won't be Jim, and that will be the twist of the moment. And later on, we will have someone stumble upon Jim as kind of a double punch, because you get that, oh, it's Jim, it's Jim, it's Jim. And then go, oh, shit, is Jim alive? Bam! No, he's not. But to do it in the same scene, like back to back straight away, I was almost unprepared, because it was like, I was only clocking it as it happened, and like as they opened it, and you have the characters walk off. It was only when they opened the barn did I go like, my God, he's in the barn. I mean, mildly convenient that the man in yellow knew that they would send the kids, or she would send the kids away to open the barn door, and he would be in there. Like, what if just red shirt number 7 was in the barn before, and he's like, oh my God, it's Jim! And he calls everyone over. He's like, make sure the kids don't come in here, because they would be really traumatized, and that would probably haunt them for the rest of their lives. I don't know why he's got a phone. Walkie-talkies? Do they? I'm shook up, mostly from the football, to be honest. And then, bam, just as soon as you kind of clock, or at least I clocked, where I'm like, oh my God, it's not going to be Jim. Opens the bag, boom, a bunch of goats or whatever, and you go, classic, of course it's not Jim. Otherwise, they would have him hung up, all crucified and brutal and horrible and, you know, gory and just awful. Where you're like, because like the show isn't afraid of showing us that visual. So why are they hiding it right now? And then the kids start opening the barn doors, and it's like, oh. I'm only laughing because I'm like, it's so absurdly cruel and just mean-spirited and truly unfathomably evil. It is like, I've said all these clever, smart, just words, but really, it's just fucked up. It's just pure, straight, simple, fucked up shit. And it's crazy. This is the kind of show where sometimes I'm lulled into forgetting how intense it is. It just, just horrifying. The kids opening it and just their facial reaction, just like I threw a bit of shade at Ethan earlier, but he really he stepped it up. He stepped it up at the end of the episode, which really impressed me, but also in this moment where he was like, hey, I heard Jax, this guy who likes football too much, and he kind of likes From. He considers himself a stepbrother to the Fromily. He doesn't love my acting for like 70%, like 30% of the time. 70% he's fine, but you know, sometimes I'm just like, hey, he's not the best I've ever seen in my life. Incredible. But who really stole that moment emotionally in terms of acting? Just Julie, just wiped the floor. Just horrifying, haunting, tragic. Just the cavalcade, the roller coaster, the huge range of emotion going through her face, but also just providing that real guttural scream, that powerful kind of moment of just devastation. Real upsetting episode. I only laugh in defense. My body kind of like locks up, and I have to laugh so not to cry. It's real, not a fun episode to watch. As I said, I had to sit on it for like ages, just sit there being like, gotta lock in. I like to bring a bit of energy. I like to have fun doing reviews. But sometimes you finish an episode and you're like, oh my God. Fun is maybe the last word I would use for this episode. Just truly traumatic. Real upsetting. I was going to say I want to flip around to something fun. But the only other thing I really want to talk about, because really it was just about Jim and just the horrors of Jim's death. And I thought all of that was so effective. And there's some other stuff I don't really care about that happened in this episode. Lame cop lady that I don't like is lame and annoying, and I didn't love that. That felt like a very much a B plot. And I don't use this word, I was going to say often. I probably do, more often than I'd like. I think it gets thrown around too often, and I don't mean it super derogatory, but it does feel like it's not filler, because it is character focused. From is always so character focused. I just don't care about this character, so it does feel like not filler, but just like, oh, I just don't care about her. So she's like driving around, like, oh, I'm sad and I'm a cop. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm waiting for something to happen with everyone else around involved in that scene. I just don't care. I have nothing. I have no time to talk about that. So really the only other thing is Julie does a bit of time traveling. She's all like, I'm going to time travel all over this place. And bloody Scarface or whatever. I don't know some of the names. I'm sorry. Scarface is like, oh, guess I'll come. Fuck, I don't know. I guess that's my plot now. We bonded that one time in that one episode or whatever. So we're friends now, I suppose. And so Julie climbs through the pillar, whatever's, does a bit of time travel, goes back to a point I recognize, but if you put a gun to my head and a gun to my balls and asked what episode, I would go, yeah. It's a shame I'm losing my balls and my brains. Which is more valuable? It depends on who you ask. Mostly the answer is neither. And I loved that we are fully jumping into this because I don't know, Ethan was all like, you're a sleepwalker or time walker or story walker. You're a story walker. And I'm like, okay, you just don't want to say time travel. This is like a zombie show that's like, we can't say zombie. That makes it silly or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't think so. Now you've implied that there are no zombie movies in this universe, which is just weird. It's like, why? That's just a strange coincidence. So yeah, he's all like, you're a story walker. Woo. She's a time traveling lady girl. So she's doing some time travel, and I like that we're diving fully into that. We'll just go straight into the time travel. I just want to get to this crazy fun stuff. Don't tiptoe around this stuff. Let's get into it. Let's dive in. Let's go. And but then, like, as soon as it happens, you go, didn't someone say, I can't even remember which character. It might have been Ethan, a little story-walking boy who loves this writing and stuff. I think someone said, though, and I wonder if they might go back and forth on this, if this is true, but, like, she can't affect anything. That's the basic time travel premise we're going to roll with for now, at least. And so every time she goes back, she misses her dad, obviously, because Jim's dead, and that's sad and horrible. And I can relate. It sucks. Losing your dad sucks. And so she's gonna want to keep traveling back in time to try and save him. And it's like, yeah, no shit, I fucking would do that too. But every single time she's gonna go back, all she's gonna do is see him and not be able to affect the past, and that just constantly bringing up the trauma and like living with it and sitting with it and stewing with it. And that upset me as well. That made me go, that's sad. That's not time travel. I remember when she had the short black hair and I'm like, oh, time travel, that's really fun and cool. And now I'm like, oh God, that's like not fun and cool. That's like sad and morose and depressed and like, you're just like, you know, molding in on yourself and just festering in your grief and your trauma, and you can't come through it. You can't try and, you know, let it live with you, but grow and change and, you know, accept it. So she's gonna have a real fucking awful season, and that made me sad. This episode really did not. It made me really sad. A lot of sad characters going through sad stuff, and that was fun and not incredibly depressing. What else happened? Oh yeah, Ethan saw his dad, and it's like, is that his dad? Because at first I'm like, oh shit, man in yellow, doing some shapeshifty shit again. But then he said a bunch of stuff, and just the way he acted and the way he disappeared, like, there was a moment, like, where he kept looking around. And I thought he was going to look around and be like, oh, I've got to tell you before all the people come and see me. Whoosh, and he grabs Ethan and he's like, I'm actually evil. And he, like, smiles and he turns all yellow or whatever, old, I don't know. You know, he transforms into the yellow man and Ethan's like, ah! But that didn't happen. He was just kind of like, hey, do this like a tears thing. And I went, that is something I would remember had I rewatched the series recently. I haven't. I don't know if I want to know. That being said, if for some reason you've somehow got to the end of this disgustingly long review, I would love to know. Comment below. What is the Lake of Tears? Is that a reference to... the first thing that came to mind was... got the sword. It's in the stone. What's the motherfucker's name? King Arthur. King Arthur with the sword and the stone, and the lady, she's got the sword in the pool or whatever. I would Google this, but it's super late. I have work. I don't have time. You'd be surprised how much scrolling on my phone, looking at highlights of the football game I watched earlier, I'll have to see, because we did so well. So I don't have time. I think the Lake of Tears is some kind of Excalibur / King Arthur related thing. Storytelling, Joseph Campbell's fucking journey arc thingy, all that kind of classical OG storytelling feels very embedded in this show and how it's going to play out in the back, third act of this series. It's final season, probably going to kick into gear in the back half of this season. Who knows? Part of me doesn't want to know what a Lake of Tears is, because it will probably be a spoiler for how the show is going to progress and how his plot is going to change and morph throughout the season. But also, I don't know. Comment below. Let me know. What is it? I don't know. I would be fascinated if people have locked in ideas, or if people are more vague on it, I guess. But yeah, so I guess Jim is a ghost, potentially, maybe. There was ghosty stuff, like all the doors and shit were banging everywhere in the house in the previous episode, and I thought, ooh, Jim ghost. But now he's probably just back as a guy. He's like, hey, I'm back. He doesn't even have a force order like he's from Star Wars or anything. He's just a guy. So I don't know what's going to happen to that. I do think if he's just back as a ghost and he's just like, hey son, I'm here. It's and that was incredibly sad when he disappeared. It really broke my soul. But the show does run the risk, if it brings back Jim continuously throughout the season as a ghost, as a whatever, unless it's somebody pretending to be Jim and then the reveal is that they're a creepy monster and they go, oh, I'm a spooky monster. It's going to run the risk of undermining the death, making the death not feel as brutal and gut-wrenching, because the thing with death is that person is no longer there. But if that person just is kind of there still, and I know this is a supernatural magic world or whatever, if he's just there all the time, if he appears 7 of the 10 episodes, it's going to, at the end of this season, undermine that moment. Whereas if he's in it a little bit, I'll give them, I guess he's been in 2 already, so I'll give them 4 of the 10 episodes. That's fine. Any more than 4, too much. Too much. So yeah, I don't know. I've probably said some things, and I've probably had some more things to say, but I looked at the time, it's just, the review's gone for far too long. So, in conclusion, From episode 2 of season 4 was great. And by great, I mean it made me really, really fucking upset. And isn't that just delightful? How storytelling can completely ruin your day. And for some reason, I'm very excited for it to ruin my night next Sunday. Yeah, I feel like that says a lot about me as a person. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. I would love to know, what do you think about From Season 2? What did you guys think about From Season 4, Episode 2?